Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. And in today's video, we will talk about why we fail to exploit our strengths and weaknesses. I'd like to know your thoughts in the comments below. And before we begin, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe to slowly grow your problem-solving mindset. Now, let's get down to business. I've broken this question of why we struggle to exploit our strengths and weakness into three separate factors. And today, we will focus on the second part, or factor number 2, its root causes, and 2 tips to fix these root causes. And so factor number 2 of why we fail to exploit our strengths and weaknesses is because many of us are spending too much time trying to figure out how to do things that we struggle with. See, I'm not saying you shouldn't spend time on trying to improve your weaknesses. Instead, what I'm saying is that we waste a lot of time trying to figure things out when we have very little time available to deliver something important. And to understand this better, let's dive into the first root cause of why we are spending too much time on our weaknesses, which is because of the fact that knowing your weakness is not always enough as a leader, right? You also have to know your team members and create a mental image of their strengths and weaknesses so that you can tap into the strengths of your team. See, if you don't know that someone else is good at something, then you will try to figure it out on your own and end up losing a lot of valuable time in that process. But to fix this root cause, the first tip that I'll share in this video today is to know your team members to the level that will help you understand what their strengths and weaknesses are so that you can delegate things you are not good at to someone who is good at it, right? Now let's look at the second root cause of why we end up losing time with our own weaknesses, which is because of the fact that trust is an important factor when delegating tasks, right? If you assume that being the leader makes you the smartest, then you will do more harm to yourself. Right? Sometimes you just have to do certain things yourself because others may not have the authority. But there are a lot of leaders in the workplace who try to do everything themselves and end up stretching their time and energy way too thin. And my second tip to fix this root cause is that you have to trust your team, period. See, knowing where you struggle is step one. And leveraging the strengths of your peers will help you get more done as a team, and trusting your team to do the right thing with the most creative freedom is how they can work with confidence, right? With creative freedom and deliver the outputs in the most productive way. So these are the pieces that make up the second factor. Now in the next exercise, or part 3, we will discuss the final factor, its root causes, and 2 additional tips. But before we move forward, I have one quick question for you. How often do you delegate tasks? And do you trust your team to do a great job with those tasks? I want you to think about it and leave a frank comment below. Now consider subscribing to the channel to keep formulating your approach about more problem-solving questions. I'll see you in the next problem-solving exercise.